So it is in effect a 1, 2, 1, but combining to be infinity. Wasn't so much of my idea. It came out of an observation of what was happening in Cambodia, that there were many good people helping in this country. Some people were Cambodians and some people were expat from overseas. And the thinking was that we could achieve much more if we did it together. And so one-to-one came out of the belief of international family working together, that the world is a small global village, and through technology we are connected and can be connected, so that together we can make a greater whole. Instead of many episodes of care, we can have greater package of care. And so that not one person have to have the wisdom of the aged, but rather that everyone has a place to contribute. So one-to-one was formed to capture life experience and expertise and training of everyone, and allowing everyone, regardless, an opportunity to bless and be blessed. So it is in effect a 1, 2, 1, but combining to be infinity. I think in the natural, of course, we want to have the most intelligent, the most creative, the most able to connect with the world and express in the world and enhance the world that we live in. But the reality is we are working in a country that have come out of devastation. So we really want to exemplify our faith, our living faith, and we believe that everyone is beautiful, everyone is created equal, and that if everyone is given an opportunity to shine, then they can shine. So in many ways we have opted to choose, and this is not meant to be derogatory or in any way put my staff down, but we happy to take the last, the least, or the lost. So ours often are recommended to us from orphanage, or that they are street kids, or that they are very poor and have no place to go, so that together we can allow their potential to come to the front and, in a sense, inherit their destiny as a human. So we're not in any way saying that my staff is the last, least, or the lost, but often they are a little lost in this world. They are a little, they think that they're insignificant because of their pedigree, if you like, that they don't come from a family with father or mother, or that they don't come from a well-to-do family. So it is a privilege to work with them and to see them shine and to see them thrive. And instead of being a victim, they can take charge and have dreams and have hopes and be able to plan. That's very exciting. I'm obviously a Chinese.
Yes.
And I come from rural part of Taiwan, and if it was not for a series of circumstances of people giving me an opportunity, a hand up, I would not in any way be a doctor today. And knowing that I am an Asian woman many decades ago, where education was not deemed to be so important for women, I'm all the more grateful for my opportunity to learn. So in a sense, knowing what that means to me gives me a great desire to give other people a chance of education. There are many people like me. When I was young, I didn't want a handout, but I did want a hand up. So we're looking for young people who want a hand up, who are motivated, who have that desire to learn. And so this is what motivates me, is to give others an opportunity that I've had myself, and to let them carry this flame forward and make something of a difference to the world that they live in. I think I'm always looking for the qualities that I see in, I'm a Christian, and the qualities that I see in Jesus is someone that I admire and aspire to live up to. So when I can identify those traits of humility, of willingness to serve, willingness to put other people before themselves, the ability to transfer that which they have, then I am greatly in admiration of it. So as this country came out of Khmer Rouge,
Yes.
so you will always see the best and the worst in situations of adversity. I see many, many great people who exemplify these traits that gives me great encouragement to you know, keep on doing what I'm doing, because we work together and we spur each other on and we encourage each other and release each other to do greater good. And I think in the last question you asked me, why Cambodia? It's a good question, because you know, so I'm Chinese, it's only natural that I think about contributing to my home country, Taiwan or Cambodia. But I have to say that I had a real sense that God wanted me to come to Cambodia. And it's one of those situations you either think of God as being a theoretical truth or that you live it. So I said, okay, let me follow my voice, the voice that I'm hearing, and here I am in Cambodia. I think dealing with corruption in politics is always challenging, and the reality is life has always got challenges, and the reality is we're never perfect, so there are always opportunities for learning. And what I'm trying to teach everyone, and what I'm trying to do myself, is really to see every challenge as an opportunity for creative thinking. But I don't mean creatively fraudulent. I mean just creatively, can we go around the problem? Can we go under the problem? Can we go over the problem? Is there another way to solve the problem? So see it as a stepping stone, because life is an adventure, and our mindset determines whether we're going to have a really good time, whether we see, indeed, drink, you know, smell the roses and we can drink the coffee. Or it's like they say, if you throw someone a lemon, can they make lemonade out of it? And our staff, our residents, our volunteers come out of the worst circumstance. So obviously they are making lemonade, and I really want to help them to make a hell of a lemonade, and for the rest of their life. So instead of having a sourpuss face, that's kind of what I want them to do. So I have to try and do that myself and learn to see the opportunities and what kind of friends we can make along the way. We became registered in 2009 or 10. Gosh, the years have gone by fast. But it was an operation prior to that. We just never registered it. Administration is very important, but we do it because there's a reason rather than just doing it. So we registered it because it became important that we registered to get memorandum of understanding with Ministry of Health and Education and Interior and so on to do the kind of work that we want to do. But prior to that we were already operating in the country, but it was just on a... There are always gaps, and in a country like Cambodia it's not hard to find the gaps. Our role here is to identify the gaps, find like-minded people to help fill the gap as co-learners. We're not superior, but sometimes we have had more opportunity to understand the problem. So as co-learners, we can come together with our Cambodian counterpart and work with them so that they can, in the end, fill the gap themselves and take charge and then do it even better. So that's our role here, I see, is that identify, strengthen, empower, mentor, release, and then step back. We don't believe in expansion for expansion's sake. There must be a reason, there must be a specific role that one-to-one can play. So we will go if there is a gap, if other people for whatever reason are not able to do it or are not doing it, or if somehow we can enhance what the local people want. So the local people have to express themselves what it is that they are wanting to achieve, and they have to demonstrate that they have made some efforts in order to achieve this, and that they invite us to work with them. So in each of these areas we are invited in, and so we are already working in Timor-Leste and in Myanmar. So we want to work with the local stakeholders. They have to be able to identify what it is, specific, measurable, achievable, within a realistic time frame. So then we go in and look at what external support they may require for a short time. But it will always be by invitation. They need to maintain ownership of whatever it is at all time. This is their country. They love it more than we do, I'm sure, no matter how much we think we love it. So, but every part of the world, it's our world. We cannot say that's not my home. So we're glad to do what we can to help. So we always go in by invitation. I am constantly amazed, even in my contact with young people like you who are the future leaders of our world, constantly impressed by the creativity and the rate of change. And there's one thing for sure, life is about change. I certainly would never want to limit myself standing at this point in history to predict in 5 years what the world is going to be like, and therefore how I can contextualize myself in that. So I think I'm always very hopeful in 5 years that I'll continue to thrive and enjoy and be allowed to be creative But what the landscape is going to be like, I have no idea. I'm going to be adaptive and flexible to meet whatever challenge in 5 years' time that it's going to be. I see the rate of change in Cambodia. It's massive.
Yeah.
There's, every time I come, there's more and more differences, and doors are opening, and so I think it's not wise to limit oneself in the present light of knowledge to then extrapolate that to 5 years. I think it's better at this point in history to really maximize the opportunity, really enjoy the experience, working with friends, look for like-minded friends, and then in 5 years' time, the doors will be wide open to greater adventures. So I look forward to that. So strategically, I keep my plans very short. By intention or by default, our young people will become the leaders. So that takes no brain to think about. But what I do hope, and who I can influence, that they will take the very best of human thinking and character and use it in their own country for their own people to better their kind. Whether human history will repeat itself, because we know that, even though we know that war is futile, but look at the state of our world now. Nevertheless, one should never give up hope, and one should always give one's best and be the best that one can be. So if our residents, our volunteers, our sponsor students and our leaders can each day wake up, do the best they can, live their life being honourable and being kind to each other, and look back with no regret, aspiring to the values of their faith. And for me, that is the Christian faith, the faith, a relationship with Jesus Christ. Then I think that we should expect better work.
Thank you so much, Dr. Annie.
You're welcome. Yes.